Alright, let's get started. Doing a little bit of testing right now on some things. Just actually booted up Lost Ark closed beta. I've played it quite a bit of the Gunslinger as of right now, but what I've been doing, and I'll kind of flip over to my spreadsheet screen here, is I've been kind of rating each of the classes. So the game is still in beta right now. There's a closed technical beta from now until Wednesday. So what I've been doing is I've got all the classes kind of ranked here with more or less their role. There is really no traditional tank or support role in this class, so like the Paladin and Gunlancer and Bard are kind of like a little bit of a combo of both. And then I have a three-part rating. One is one I'd be considering for like my main or a main alt, because alts are very much a thing in this game with endgame and farming currency. And do I enjoy the rolled abilities? Obviously, too, if it's a 1. 2 would be an alt that would definitely enjoy the roller abilities. I just don't see it as being like a main alt or like a main, so like maybe like the 4th, 5th, 6th slot, something like that. And then backburner to just like, it may look good or feel good a little bit, but I just couldn't see myself maining it either. So with that being said, let's jump into it. I'm just going to kind of go through, give my thoughts on each one as I'm playing it, because I've kind of been breaking these out into days. And then I have the 2 columns hidden right now on the overall and my previous ratings. So hopefully I won't impact my other ratings. So I will probably end with the Gunslinger, but let's go ahead and jump in just to the Gunner. Just to try it out. In this first opening section, you can actually switch between all the advanced classes with them too. So I'm going to try just messing with their abilities. I know there's a lot more detail, a lot more advancements you can do with each of the classes, but I'm just kind of basing it off of the 8 abilities that they give you out of the gate, and I really don't have the time to level every single one of them. So if I boot this up, I would like to play one that I'm enjoy at least out of the gate. So we'll skip this for now, and then it's going to put us right here. So we'll just let ourselves run forward. We'll go through this little animation a little bit with it. And this lady up here, I forget her name. I've seen her so many times. She's going to talk for a second, and then essentially it just lets you play test each one of them, which is really, really nice too. By the way, the graphics in this game are absolutely gorgeous too. I love it.
The forces of chaos are on the move again.
Again.
The Arks once saved the world from the demons. We need them again. Try opening the Tome of Prophecy.
Tome of Prophecy. Okay.
It will show you the path of your destiny.
Okay, so we'll pop this open here. Okay, so the Sharpshooter is like your traditional bow and arrow. The Deadeye is actually like the Gunslinger, just more focused on shotgun than the sniper rifle. And then the Artillerist is almost like a heavy-duty gunner almost. So we'll start with the Sharpshooter. The one thing I have heard about the Sharpshooter primarily is the fact that this is one of the only classes with stealth. So we've got rapid shot. Oh, it feels good. Okay. Atomic arrow. Aim your bow at the ground. Okay, it's like an explosive. It's like an explosive shot almost. Arrow wave, send a tornado of arrows. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Arrow shower. This has got to be a reticle, yeah. Okay. That's kind of cool. I mean, this is definitely giving me like WoW Hunter vibes for sure. Move forward 8 feet. This is like a dash. So I usually like to put those on D. Yeah, can shoot while they're on cooldown. Okay. Yeah, so I usually like to put any sort of dash movement thing on D. Charge shot. I like that on F right now. Looks like you can charge it twice too. That's kind of cool. Super armor, paralysis immunity. That's interesting. Blade storm. So that's like a round view. Okay. And then a mine too. That's cool. So it doesn't actually set itself. It just triggers. Okay. It's kind of cool. So let's get some monsters out here. Try this out. I like that. Okay, jump away. That's neat. This is the tornado one. Okay. And then, so it's jumping forward around me. So if I want, ooh, that was cool how it did that. That's cool. Yeah, I'm very much liking this. Ultimate's like this animal companion that you can wingstorm, so it applies a circle to target location, inflicting damage, or sends towards the target, and then it disappears after that. So it looks like it has a bar that it's kind of casting on. I really like that Claymore one. That's really cool. And then, so really, I mean, like, I definitely like it from like a range perspective, and it for sure gives me the hunter vibe. Oh, that's cool. It sticks in him and then explodes. Okay, so that is just like explosive shot. Wow. Okay. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is pretty fun as far as the way it feels very fun. I'm very much liking the overall kind of like, you know, how does this, you know, jumping around, seems like he has decent mobility because he already has the moving slash as well, which is with that as well. Let me silence this on my other screen too. So it's away. Okay. So yeah, I'm very much liking this. If I had to think of any negatives really for it, let's get a boss out here and see how it feels with it with just a single target, you know, too. This guy looks crazy. Nice. Yeah, I just don't like the way the one thing I've heard about this class is that like it's one of the few that can actually like hit you from off the screen, just because of the way the abilities work, which I could totally understand that with this. But I don't know. I'm still like, maybe I would ult it, but I don't know. I'm kind of giving it a 3 right now because I'm just like, I think there's other better range classes, and I only say that because I've played them. My animal companion here again. I do like the animal companion. The animal companion ult's like kind of cool, but if the Falcon's the only one that you can really get too. Well, does it let you take the ability? Let's see here. No. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking like 3 now on this one. I mean, I always prefer range classes a lot of times, but I kind of know what it is. So if we go back to our spreadsheet here, yeah, I'm gonna give him a 3. Where are you at, Sharpshooter? Once again, it feels good, but I'm not sold on the kind of overall here. You know, with how that looks, too. So let's go to Deadeye. I don't think that I will notice too much different, and I'm probably gonna. I have Deadeye and Gunslinger kind of classified as the same because they are pretty much the same. Oh no, interesting. That is not on the Enforce Execution. Dash 4 meters. Yeah, because that is the same. That's the same. I love that ability though. That's so cool. That's cool. I know this one. Yeah, that was the one I was using before. That's cool. Huh. I'm somewhere between a 1 and a 2 with this character because, like, been leveling, honestly, is this one quite a bit. Oh, interesting. You have more abilities. That's fucking sweet. Yeah. I mean, that just feels so much better, honestly, than the other one I was playing as. There's that. Yeah, that's a really fun ability to press. I play with that one quite a bit too. Not done that. Interesting. Okay, so can you fire that twice? You can use the skill up to 3 times in a row. That's really cool. And an aim shot. How many does it fire? Wow, 4 rounds. Interesting. Because I definitely don't have this many abilities on my Sharpshooter, Gunslinger. I very much preferred the sniper playstyle because while the shotgun looks so cool, like that is by far like one of my favorite things about this is that the way the shotgun feels. The sniper feels very good too, but I will say the practicality of actually using the shotgun, from what I've heard and read, is just not very good. And they say that mostly because you have to be close, and this is meant to be like a range class. So the pistols are really there. It's just kind of a way for you to move around too. You know, so if I summon some monsters here, we'll actually take a look. I mean, I love like getting into a pack of monsters, doing this. It just feels so good. Like, honestly. But this is definitely the one I have. Oh, that's so cool. You can shoot them up there like that. This is definitely the class that I have like the most experience with. I wanna try out the shotgun with this. Like, I'm giving it probably a 2 now after playing this again. And I might need to actually break out these 2 classes, because like the shotgun effects really just do, they feel the best. But oh, and I realized I had it in the wrong scene the whole time. Sorry guys. But I mean, either way though, it really does just feel really good. Nice. Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. So, I mean, all this is, I'm definitely enjoying. So just so I don't mess up the next one, we'll just give this guy a 2 for now. Last one's the Artillerist, too. And I'll play a little on the Gunslinger, but I like the projectiles of this one a little bit. And like the machine gun definitely feels good, too. But I'm just not, I don't know how much I'm a fan. Like, it's like that cast time, like that delay, that's so cool. Like the spell effects just of this look so cool. And I think this is like the flamethrower. Yeah. The stagger too with it was really neat too. I like that. You definitely feel good. Like as far as like the power of the gun, I would say is definitely feels good. But I can't say that I like that right there. Like I only got the back of them. But from kind of the guides I was reading and stuff like that too, they were saying that this is definitely the class that's like the underdog. I know, it's so cool, but like, what is the practicality of that in raid or in PvP? Like, you can't stay stationary like this. Like, I just don't see that as being, you know, worthwhile enough. Like, someone's just gonna run away from you if you do that. So I don't know. I'm giving this guy a 3 too. Yeah, I'm giving it a 3. I just can't. I can't see myself doing that. I mean, it would be fun maybe as like a really like a side alt, and it looks cool, so I'll give him that. But yeah, I'll just go back to here. I'll show off a little bit too of the not the Deadeye. Go back. Yeah, it was the Deadeye. Summon monsters, because like I said, this is the one I feel definitely more comfortable with, having leveled it a fair amount. I love the fact that you can shoot him up like that. I wonder if the Gunslinger gets that too. But really, the power is the shotgun, for sure. Like that, like, I mean, that just feels so good. Like, I would maybe play this if, like, someone else, like if we needed the damage, because I feel like their damage is just absolutely nuts, you know? But I don't know. Like, I know this one has, like, the biggest carry potential, you know, too. I just love the fact that it's just, like the power, once again, behind, like this. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah, it's so good. So good. Oh, get more. We'll kill him off before I switch classes here. Like, damn. So I've just been leaving after this point, because then it just resets you to the start there. So we will character select, confirm. Okay, let's look and see where we're at. Once again, sorry for the mix up there and the other one. So 2, 3, 3. I mean, I would argue a little bit that the Deadeye Gunslinger, I know that's kind of like it's a role gender thing with a little bit of changes in it, and I honestly might consider changing that too. But the Sharpshooter is the only one I'm like, like a 2.5 on, maybe a 2. I take that back. I would do a 2, because I would definitely play it over the Artillerist. So the Assassin. We'll just work our way backwards here. Now this one's like really interesting, the assassin, because it is very, very much a supposed to be like a roguelike class, but I've heard the combo potential with this class is really, really fun, which makes sense for a rogue. And I'm fairly certain I ranked both of these pretty high too, mostly because there's two different ones, Deathblade and the Shadowhunter. And both of them are pretty unique in their own way. I'd say the Shadowblade's more of, the Deathblade is more of your traditional rogue class, where Shadowhunter seems to be kind of like that, you know, your mid-range melee character with like a transform that's your big damage, right?
We need them again.
I can't skip this,
Try
can I?
opening the tome of prophecy. It will show you the path of your destiny.
Thank you. Showing me my path quite a bit here. Okay. Let's start with the Shadowhunter. Mostly because, if I recall, this is the one I ranked below. It looks sweet. I'm just going to say that right now. It looks... and just, yeah. I mean, that just... like, okay, let's just get some monsters going here. Like, this is just turning into, like, that one class that you're like, what? My favorite one has got to be the grip, because, like, I mean, death grip has always been, like, fun and, like, wow, you know? But being able to do that is just, it's so cool. Like, are you kidding me? It's so freaking sweet. I love it. I love it so much. We need to get the Z bar up, because I don't think I got to see that last time. Again, like I said, I don't usually play melee. I mean, I definitely was enjoying my Rogue and Shadowlands, and like all specs really. So that's what's making me think that like this would not be a bad one either to pick up. But okay, there's the Z bar. Let's I like the monsters. I don't know how much the boss is really going to show me at this time. Okay, so why did that end? We need to... oh my god. Look at that. Wow. Oh wow, this might move into a one spot. This is so cool. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That's so badass. Oh, that's so badass. Yeah, let's get into one. So the Deathblade was actually the one that I originally thought was going to be my preferred. But let's take a look here. So yeah, like I said, this one has like the most combo potential. No, that's, yeah, because you can just even off the stat from what you see. I mean, honestly, I like both of these so much. Yeah, this is really cool too. Honestly, these might both get one. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I'm liking this a lot. And I like the resource system too, how it's like that's your buff. So you're just sticking with that, and then if you can time it well for that F ability, what is that called? Soul Absorber. Yeah, that is so neat. Yeah, this is all one too. I'm honestly loving both these classes. Wow. Definitely gotta get used to being in melee, clearly. But outside of that, yeah, pretty good. Alright, yeah. Just click over to the spreadsheet. I won't forget again, I promise. Where you at, Deathblade? Yeah, it's getting a 1 too. I'm really, really impressed by this. I mean, it feels good. Both of these just feel so good. And I can't get over that Shadowhunter, that form. And I just like, I love like when Locks had the demo form too, so maybe that's why I'm like a little akin to this. But it looks so cool. I don't know if I'd main it for PvP, because I've heard they're like, eh. But I know one of the videos I was watching, they were talking about progression and rating, and that they brought 2 of these, and there's 2 different builds you can run with it. One that they use their demonic bar, or whatever this shadow burst meter is, and then the other one where they didn't. So it sounds like there's a couple alternating playstyles at least for PvP, or excuse me, PvE. So, anyways, might give that a shot too. I could probably just switch characters actually. Okay, so yeah, so just to check in with this one, so far we've done the Gunner and the Assassin, then we've got the Warrior with 3 classes left, and then the Mage and the Martial Artist too. So, like I said, just trying them all out, kind of seeing what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Probably plan on whoever my main being for PvE content, and then whoever my alts are, probably more PvP. I mean, I'd like to PvP on my main if I can, but from what I've read and listened to on this game, is if you're planning on doing any sort of raiding or high-end PvE content, you kind of need multiple alts to funnel some currency to. Don't know the details of that, but a lot of people have been saying that. On the PvP front, you can pretty much get to max level almost, you know, once you get to max level, it's only about 3 or 4 hours. I know that's what Stoops was saying too. And then you can pretty much get into PvP since gear is normalized in PvP. So it just kind of depends on what your take is on it and what you're trying to do. But I know I am for sure going to probably be PvEing on a main with my old WoW guild, but PvP wise it's a little bit more flexible, so that's kind of why I was thinking like the Deadeye Gunslinger is like a 2, because I don't know how fun I would have with it in a raid or dungeon. It might be a good PvP one to really outplay people. But the skill ceiling super high, so something else to keep in mind. So I really want to be, you know, allocating my time elsewhere, trying to learn a new skill, so to speak, right? On 3 or 4 characters rather than just play with 1. So that's kind of what the consideration is. So Mage has 2, Summoner and Bard. A lot of grief for the Summoner, mostly because it's a pet class. I would have loved to have had a Sorcerer here. That would have been ideal. I love playing Mage classes in most games, so it's usually what I lean towards for PvP. So I know when I initially tested the Summoner, I thought pretty highly of. Bard I didn't, so let's start with Bard. Bard, like I said, is kind of like the range/support class. So she's got, I know, this like sound check one, just a frontal, same with this one too. Is that just like a ground effect at the target location? Okay. Sound wave, okay. So that's like a frontal. So these both are frontals, this Q and this E ability. Stigma, cast a stigma at the target location, attacking foes damage. So it's like a stack. Okay, is it doing damage? Yeah. Stigma's damage plus 12.5% the faster it pulses. Okay. Summon 3 cores to protect you. So this is like a mana shield almost, like it's just a protective barrier, or like a lightning shield charge in WoW. That's how I would consider, because they do damage and it's consumed every time. Yeah, explodes. Point. Summon a beautiful sound wave at the target, inflicting. So they've got a lot of area of effect attacks too. Wind of music. That's like an area like around you. And then this is another reticle. So they've got this sound wave. So let's just get our story things. These two are kind of like frontals in front of you. Okay. And then this ability. So this ability. No, this is like a... Yeah, so we'll do this. So all of these abilities create clash at target location, target location, target location, target location. So that's like the only part of this class that I'm like going back and forth on, because I realized that with the Gunslinger that it really isn't. I don't know how fun it is to, you know, put stuff at the target location. Like, is this? I don't mind. And honestly, too, you know, you get a barrier, you know, area effect around you, cool. But you know, having to do this. Let's get some monsters here. I think it might make a little bit more sense if I get some monsters. So I'm just gonna like. See, I just gotta play it further away. Put the barrier up. Oh, it was quick too. And hey, I'm surrounded. Boom. That's quick. So we got Serenade. Use your bubble to damage foes. Okay. Just like a damage boost almost. I mean, I guess that's the outplay potential, is if you can land these. It's probably just like this. It just makes you susceptible to boss damage, to anything. But it's like, geez, I don't know. It's like really leaning towards almost 3 for me, but I understand that it's like this isn't their only abilities, I'm sure, you know, too. So that's why it's like kind of hard to pass, you know, make a judgment. I might need to do more research on the bard just to kind of feel a little bit better about it. I want to see what her X ability is. What's this do? Use your bubbles to restore all party members' HP 4% 8 times. Okay. So that's her heal then. Okay. So that's like her ult is a heal too. That's cool. I like that. And you can just stop it anytime. I mean, now that I'm playing with it, it doesn't feel as bad, I'll say. I just hate being animation locked. Like, I know that's a part of this game too, is being animation locked, but I don't know. This one's tough. It's definitely not a 1. It's just somewhere between a 2 and a 3 for me. Because it's the only range healer, I'm kind of leaning towards 2. Or like range support, I should say. It's kind of leaning more towards like a 2 for me. Because I definitely feel like I will pick it up. But, I don't know. I'm gonna go with 3 now. I think that's what my gut's telling me. So I'm just gonna stick with 3. Don't fight it. So Summoner, it's got a couple things. I love their bar, that they can summon different things and then you can choose which one you want to summon. So that I like. This is just like a frontal. This is a target location one. This is like a channel one, which I generally like to keep the channel ones down here. Love the steed. That's so cool. Like this one feels really good to press. This Peru one. We'll keep this. So I kind of know this one already because I messed around with it a little bit. So we're just gonna figure out on the fly. So like, just like being able to like shoot a horse through him. I really like this guy that you summon. And that's just like a frontal too. I'm just like honestly loving this. Like this is one I could totally see myself raiding with too, because I can feel the power of building up. You know, building up different things to do damage with. You know, hitting the steed there. I don't know how much I like this, to be honest with you. The fleeting gale birds, I bet it would be decent in dungeons. Yeah, I just like absolutely adore this. I want to see if I can get to like this bird thing I've heard is this phoenix. Like that's so cool. Yeah, she's moving up to a 1 for me really quickly. And I know people kind of troll with it, you know, a little bit. But and I say troll because it's, you know, it's a pet class, you know. I would be more open to it probably if you're PvE. PvP, I'm sure it's not bad with, you know, either. This is Playtesting. Let's see what this does. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, it's a 1. That's a 1, folks. Yeah, we're going with the 1. So here's our spreadsheet so far. Right now our rating is 1 for the Deathblade, Shadowhunter, and Summoner. 2 for the Deadeye, Gunslinger, and Sharpshooter, which once again I may break these out, but just for the sake of time we'll probably keep them together. Artillerist 3, Bard 3. So that's where I'm sitting currently. Let's try a different class. Only 2 left, the Warrior and the Martial Artist. We'll do the Martial Artist next, mostly because I'm really torn on most of those, if I'm being honest. There's the War Dancer Striker, which is kind of the male-female counterparts, but I've heard that the Striker, I think, is a little bit more tuned. I think is might be the good word for it, but we'll see. Yeah, so we'll do the Martial Artist. Yeah, I'm definitely loving the game so far. I love, first off, it's beautiful. Animations are very, very well done. From the leveling experience, I've leveled to, I think, almost 30, so not too much. But from what I've seen, the leveling experience has been very streamlined. I love the fact that you can go through each of the continents or each of the zones. It usually ends with a dungeon, too. Final Fantasy did that a little bit with theirs. They did it more for the raids, I think. But I'm really, really enjoying that because it kind of like gives you a little bit of that completionist. Hey, you quest, complete the zone, figure out the story, end with a dungeon. And then there's like story that unfolds. So I really do like it for that aspect.
We need them again.
I gotta hear this lady talk again. Just mute it.
It will show you the
combat seems fun, engaging. Everything's been responsive so far. Getting used to the point and click, kind of this view, like the Diablo, Path of Exile. View is definitely taking a little bit of getting used to, but I think once you're kind of in the heat of it, you're pretty much good. So let's start with the War Dancer, mostly because I think that was the least played one when I was doing some testing. So good attack power, good mobility, a little defense, but really minimal support and no range, right, whatsoever, which makes sense. So why are these grayed out? Oh yeah, because I have to fill up these bars here. So let's just summon some enemies and we'll just figure it out as we go here. Nice little punch in the front. Nice, I like that. That feels good. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, and then you can spend your orbs on different things. So that's the electric one. Oh, that's so cool. It's the fire one. So it looks like they have varying consumptions, which that makes sense. That's a hold down? Is that combo? I want to try this tornado one. Oh, that's so neat. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Some more monsters. I want to try this out a little bit. So is this like a effect one? Okay. Yeah, like nice little kick set up. And I'm imagining you do your Q and the W, and then that's usually then where you do something like that, like one of your alts too. That would make sense, at least. But you can still pair them up together. And then I like the ability to do that. Yeah, I honestly, I'm not finding anything wrong with the class, but like the only thing I'm finding right is that they're her like final abilities that you use as your spenders. I would be very curious to know like what other ones she gets, because the tornado one just seems like fun with large groups of enemies, but that's about it. The fire one here, that's pretty good. I will give them that. And then this other one's just their typical, what is it, electric skill. Like that's just like a typical attack. It looks cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not finding anything wrong with this class necessarily. And I definitely like the kind of like, you know, Avatar vibes almost, because you got fire there. It's like an electric. I don't even know what you call that. Like, yeah, I guess that's fire too, technically too. But I guess it's more of like a fire bender, if anything. So yeah, so like I said, I'm not finding anything wrong with the class, but I'm not like thrilled by it. And that's kind of, I think, how I did my definition 3, was I more or less said like it looks or feels cool, but the gameplay doesn't align. Like I just don't know how I would feel about pressing all this. So I'm gonna give it a 3 for now. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'll try the striker on the other server for my next kind of rating, and then make up my mind from there. We'll just go in order. So Scrapper is supposed to be like more defense a little bit, I know, with this, and this is also I think from what people were saying, like the not template but the poster child for Lost Ark. So I'm just turning into a fan of like, let's just get some people out here and let's figure out what we do. That feels cool. Critical blow. Interesting. That felt really good. It's just that setup time that I don't know if I like. What's her ability doing? I'm curious. Yeah, I want to like fill up this green bar and see what happens. Okay, so it uses it. Okay, interesting. Still haven't found her ultimate, so I need to use yellow abilities. Like for whatever reason, I feel as though so there's a nice like balance. So if I'm understanding this bar correctly, yeah, consume stamina or shock energy, use skills, use one energy type to increase the other. So it kind of needs to be like a balancing act to do. So because I have no green right now, I need to be using yellow. That feels good. So this one I'm definitely giving it 2. I could totally see myself playing the Scrapper a little bit more. I like this balancing that you have to do kind of between the two abilities because it gives you some other sort of management system to go with too. So I really like this, and I just like the heavy gauntlet sort of like beat 'em up, sort of thing. Makes me think of like more of a brawler, whereas like the last one, martial artist, right? What did we just do? War dancer feels more like a monk. So I like the brawler feel a little bit more than I like the monk feel personally. And I've played a monk in WoW and I've liked it for certain reasons, but I think I've liked it more for the hybrid element in WoW than I liked it for here. So this is the one I'm really excited for, but I'm also very aware that there's a little bit of a downside, and I'll kind of explain it once we get in here. But let's just get some people going here. Yeah, see, I just like love. Like, this feels like I feel like the way the monk should feel. And then this is my hype level, and then 3. Like, look at that. Like, you're just a freaking Super Saiyan. Like, I mean, hype level. I love its hype too. I think that's so funny. Is there someone still alive? Okay. My only feedback on this testing is it'd be nice if they actually had health too. Like, that just feels so good. Like, let's just summon some more monsters just to have some fun with this. Like, this is... Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the kind of stuff in this game where I feel like look at this is legitimately Dragon Ball Z right now. And I just had like range with that too. Wow. And that pulls them in. So that pulls them in. Venomous Fist. Throw your palms forward, inflicting damage as you pull them in. Wow. Yeah, this is gonna probably get a 1 from me. Okay, so she is naturally, this is just her natural attack. And it looks like the hype level actually builds up with that too. Yeah, I love this. This is for sure going to be a main alt or at least a 2, at minimum. So let's just give her a 1. All right, last one. Let's look and see where we're at. We right now are 1 for Deathblade, 1 for Shadowhunter, 1 for Summoner, and 1 for Soulfist. So last one's going to be the Warrior. Really looking forward to, I'd say, mostly the Paladin. I played a little bit of Paladin and WoW, a fair amount actually, in all 3 specs. Probably not as much, but I was actually starting to pick it up before I stopped playing, and enjoying it a lot. Very good damage. Berserker, I've never really been a warrior guy, but it looks really cool, and I've heard that the playstyle, can kind of be a little unforgiving sometimes. And then lastly is the Gunlancer. Mostly the Gunlancer, once again, look cool sort of thing, but it's one of the only classes in the game that you can kind of designate as a tank a little bit, mostly because its taunt abilities are pretty neat. As they interrupt boss mechanics. So that part would be cool. Once again, though, I don't know how much I would like it. I know that like a high-end arena comp is like Bard, Gunlancer, DPS, I'm pretty sure, from what I've been hearing, which just sounds like ridiculous. I think it was like Summoner, like Bard, Summoner, Gunlancer, and then you just can never touch any of the teammates, which is with the Gunlancer, and then the support from the Bard, and then the Summoner just lighting people up from the distance too. I'm sure you could fit Sharpshooter or Deadeye Gunslinger in there too. So yeah, so
it will show you the path.
So I'm kind of like in that boat a little bit now of like, okay, let's see which one I like, because there's a lot of melee in this game, and there's a lot of the gunner like advanced classes that I've not nearly been excited for. So let's start with the Gunlancer. I'm just in the boat of let's get some monsters out here and let's figure out what these abilities do. They're not going to kill me. I mean, that feels nice too. Okay. That's fun. Okay. That's the ability I really like, and that's one I've seen quite a bit. So it's like a shield bash I just did there. I like the way that ability looks. So it's like a jump. That's like a jump. See, it's just, it feels okay. It doesn't feel... It just doesn't feel impactful, if that makes sense. So like, me jumping on him, that's cool. I'm all about that. Me pulling him in, even though I missed it, that's cool. Me just hitting him with my shield, like, I don't think that's cool. And once again, I'm sure there's plenty of other abilities that I just don't have access to, here. But I'm just in the boat right now of like, how does this overall aesthetic make me feel? Because with the way this game works is, what I've understood is at a max level, like, you don't want to be switching a lot if you're playing PvE content. And then the next question I'm going to ask myself is, would I play him in PvP? And the answer to that would only be yes, if I wanted to PvP and focus on that. So one thing I would say, just me kind of around here, like, definitely want them around. They're electrocuted. I want this ability to come back up because I have a feeling that you're supposed to do this and then bash them because it stuns them. So like, let me just like kind of walk around here and then like hold them in, right? And then stun them, and then you can just jump on them. So I will say that's pretty cool. The attacking feels this, which they gotta fix that little issue. You see how it says toggles kind of cut off there. So active defense stance using your shield meter while in defense stance, incoming attack, strain shield meter, increase of HP. So anyway, I mean, like that's cool. I mean, I don't know that I'm really giving it a 3. Like, I don't see myself playing a tank, first off. Secondly, some of the stuff does feel good. Like maybe for dungeons, like I would feel like I would like it because like you're grouping up mobs and you're doing that, but bosses, no, definitely not. Love the aesthetic, but I can't say I'm really thrilled about everything else going with it. Armor looks pretty sweet too, let's be honest. So we're gonna give it a 3 for now. Let's go Berserker. So kind of like well-rounded, I think it's interesting to point out that the range isn't like minimal like the martial artist is. A lot of the range on the martial artist is like practically in the center. Zero support obviously, but I will say one of the things that's not taking into account that I've heard is that with the Berserker you have good peels too. So that's always something to think about, at least on the PvP front as well. I mean, that just, like, are you kidding me? Like, that looks so cool. I mean, it just, like, I could totally see myself playing this character as like, as a like a dungeon crawling sort of thing, because like chaos dungeons, I guess, are the equivalent to rifts in Diablo in this game. So there is a little prog you can do on the chaos dungeons. Let's see what this. I think this is the whirlwind. Yeah. That just feels so good. Next group sounds like going to my Berserker state. Yeah. Like that, it does not get much feel much better than that. Like, are you kidding me? You cannot tell me that does not look badass. It just feels so badass too. Like, look at that. Yeah, this is at least getting a 2. I'm bordering 1, honestly, with it, but I only am not putting it at a 1 because I know the weaknesses of the class already. So I don't want to say like, oh, this looks amazing, it feels amazing, and then not take into account its weaknesses, too. So, thank you, Google. I do not need you to tell me what I'm doing. But we'll give it a 2. Because I totally could see myself playing this as an alt. I could totally see myself picking this up just to have some fun, right? Beat some shit up and go. Now, Paladin, I will admit, Paladin is by far probably the one I'm most excited for. After doing some research and then kind of looking at, you know, what is available to the class. First off, I love the way it looks, just even the set that they put you in at the start. And I will say one of the things I really like is that there's no shield. In World of Warcraft, there's shields that are always on the characters, which I go back and forth on liking. I really like the artifact weapon. But, like, I just think the animations just look so cool with this. And I really wouldn't mind being a support, like, for raiding especially. But, like, I mean, that right there, I think honestly looks so neat. I don't know how much I would use that ability right there, but put a little bubble on me. Is that, like, does that blow up? It's gotta blow up, right? Paladin. Gotta blow up. Oh my god. That's so freaking sweet, right? I can't be the only one. Yeah, I'm pretty much giving this like a 0.5, a 1. And I like, even with me just playing it like I am right now, I'm very, very interested by it. And then let's like see. So, Sacred Executioner. I just like the way the alt ability interacts with your blue skills too, with the yellow skills. Like, I'm just like, yeah. It's gonna be tough to pull me off this one, I feel like, because what does this one do? This is the Holy Aura, yeah, that heals people around you. So my only fear with this class is that I like it for, it feels good, like, you know, hitting the sword and through, you know, using those abilities. My only fear with it though is that I've heard rumors or just listened to videos and things like that like Paladin classes are might feel like they're damage dealers, but they're really more support people, which is fine. It really is just going to depend on like mostly like what my guild needs, depending on what people are going to play. But I'm totally thinking that this guy's going to be the front runner. All right, so I'll bring over the spreadsheet right now too. So we've got right now we've got mostly hide my bookmarks bar to make this a little easier to read too. So right now we've got from A to Z, we've got Deathblade, Shadowhunter, Summoner, Soulfist, Paladin, number 1. And I do think that whatever one I end up choosing as far as these, Deathblade, Shadowhunter, like, I'm likely going to push the other one to a 3, maybe a 2. We'll see. Summoner has been a blast. Soulfist was definitely my pick for Martial Artist, with Scrapper kind of being a close second, in all fairness. Deadeye Gunslinger, you know, I didn't boot up my Gunslinger, but I think the video is already long enough. And then Sharpshooter, Scrapper, Berserker, like, once again, these I could all feel like I could just pick up and like want to play, you know, and just screw around with, so I'm totally cool with that. And then Artillerist, Bard, War Dancer, Striker, and Gunlancer, I'm all about them. So let's see how these compare to my other ratings here. and then what kind of my overall is sitting at. I plan to do 2 more of these tomorrow and the following day. So then if I go over here to this, right now leading the pack are the Deathblade, the Summoner, and the Paladin. And then 3 is Shadowhunter, Soulfist, Gunslinger, and then 4, Sharpshooter, Scrapper, Berserker, and then 6 is kind of Artillerist, Bard, War Dancer, and Gunlancer. So, yeah, gang, that's pretty much it. I want to change this too, just real quick, because it's bothering me. That's not, we want it to be G16, not D16. There we go. But yeah, I mean, overall, my ratings weren't too far off, honestly, from what I had guessed before. But yeah, hoping to have some content, you know, for this. We'll see. I'm kind of leaving it open right now. You know, with this, I'm probably going to be streaming it like I've been streaming New World, and more or less going from there. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, bye.